A capacity crowd better than 20,000 here at Continental Airlines Arena, East Rutherford, New Jersey. We're moments away from the opening tip. Right here, let's check in with Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Marv. I'm now joined by Sergeant Phil Harrison. He is Shaquille O'Neal's father. He speaks with Shaq before every game, whether he's with him or not on the telephone. Shaq tells me you had a very poignant message to him before the game. What was it that you said?
That this is where we all started. We began here in New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey, and all our family and friends are here. It'd be a great honor to end it all right here, right now.
Did you tell him this was the most important game that he would ever play because of that?
He already knows that. He told me that. It's the most important game. Everybody understand that. This is for Newark, New Jersey, all our family and friends.
All right, Sergeant, good luck to you. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you very much.
Let's go down for a report on the New Jersey Nets to Lewis Johnson.
All right, Jim, thanks a lot. Well, Jason Kidd seems to have this entire situation in perspective. He calls his current Laker team with 2 championships. He compares them to a mansion, and he said by adding a 3rd championship, it would be like adding another wing to the mansion. As for the Nets, Kidd says that they have just laid the foundation, a foundation that will not allow to crack because of the disappointment here in this championship experience. So now, Jason Kidd and company stand on a foundation that they hope one day will support their mansion, a championship in New Jersey. Marv?
All right, thanks, Willis. Beautiful pass to set it up for Horry. And he is fouled by McCullough. You saw the starting lineups. The Los Angeles Lakers with the usual starting 5 up front. Rick Fox with Robert Horry and Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, Derek Fisher in the backcourt. The officials, Bernie Fryer, Ed F. Rush, and Ted Bernhardt.
New Jersey comes out in a zone, something that they felt was successful. The Lakers have spent the last 2 days preparing for that, and the good ball fake by Derek Fisher. Everybody left to the corner over there trying to deny the three-point shot, and then Robert Horry wide open on the beautiful post-entry pass by Fisher.
Well, I think the zone hurts him, and I think what they've got to do is stay with pressuring the ball and making it difficult for them to find those guys on the weak side. Shaq and Kobe are going to get their points by volume if they're having bad nights. So keep everybody else out of the game.
And the Nets with Jason Kidd at the point. Kerry Kittles, the shooting guard. Keith Van Horn, Kenyon Martin, Todd McCullough up front. Kenyon Martin coming off a very strong performance. Ties the game at 2.
Robert Horry gambling there. Uncharacteristic of Horry. For Los Angeles, they can't get careless or casual. They got 48 minutes. They got to outwork them and outthink them.
You mentioned the Nets going to the zone. They plan to play even more zone. Here's O'Neal. They still want to go with more decisive double teams. That successful the other night when they came back from that 14-point deficit, took the lead momentarily in the 4th quarter, but the Lakers came from behind, led by Kobe Bryant, who had 12 points in the 4th quarter. Martin being challenged to shoot. He does. And rebounded by O'Neal.
Well, that's what the Lakers want. They want them to be a perimeter team. They've got to move the ball and cut. They get a violation.
Rick Fox called for the travel, tried to put the brakes on, but took the extra step.
As Fox was coming up, normally expert at breaking a little bit of pressure defense, Shaq was in his way, and so he had to pull the ball back, resulting in the traveling violation.
Jason Kidd had a spectacular game the other night, 30 points in all, 21 in the second half. Here's Kidd drawing the foul.
Well, he's got a size advantage against Derek Fisher, and he should try to do that. Work to get in deep and then overpower him. And they did a little give and go off a pick-and-roll situation. And when Kidd is in this deep, he's either going to make the shot or he's even going to get his own rebound.
But good things for New Jersey off the start. You got Kenyon Martin involved in every single play. That time setting the screen, freeing up Jason Kidd, and then Kidd going to the hoop, earning the trip to the line.
Kenyon Martin has come out looking for the shot. He struggled the first 2 games. After game 2, he said he's hurting himself. He was hesitating with that shot. And he had a host of open jumpers. Shaq, it counts, and the foul. Pushed from behind by Martin.
Martin has absolutely no experience at this level. never played in a game with this type of play in terms of the brilliance that the Lakers come with in all aspects to their game. Now Kenyon Martin is finding out that he's got to change his game from one of physical intimidation and power to one of trying to play a thinking man's chess game.
And Shaquille O'Neal, who has come so far at the foul line, is able to complete the three-point play.
See how Horry is backing off Martin, and they fortunately get it inside.
Yes, they're saying, Kenyon, take the shot. We'll take our chances.
Every time Horry has given Martin a different look. At some point, though, Horry's going to have to start playing him a little bit more straight up and just say, what kind of game do you really have?
Here's the double on O'Neal. Shot clock down to 7. Fisher picked up on the switch. Bryant. Bryant soaring to the rim.
Throw it down. One time, throw it down, Kobe Bryant. Yeah.
Lakers have a 9-6 lead.
Here's a guy they need to find, Kerry Kittles. He has not been involved since Los Angeles.
Shot clock still alive. Kittles. Yes. There it is. Kerry Kittles hits the three.
But the Laker defense continuing to make Jason Kidd a shooter. He's taken 67 shots in this series to only get 70-something points. That's not good enough.
And that will not work if Shaquille O'Neal, from the net point of view, is able to get that kind of position, get that deep. There is no way that he will be stopped. Van Horn, yes. Had the foot on the line, so that's a two-pointer, and the game tied at 11.
Todd McCullough does not offer any resistance to Shaquille O'Neal. You have to meet him at the foul line and make him earn every inch of territory.
Yeah, but they're playing that zone, and that's the reason that he doesn't. So he is supposed to be in kind of a boxing one down there and watching it, and Shaq just rolls across and gets that deep post position.
Here's Kobe getting the stop, and he is hammered by McCullough.
Kobe Bryant isolated up against the shot clock. You can see this dunk coming from maybe 5-10 feet away from where he eventually took off from. And with Todd McCullough forced to stay at home on Shaquille O'Neal. Todd McCullough is not a shot blocker by any stretch of the imagination. He just comes over and lays some heavy wood on this 23-year-old phenom.
And McCullough is called for his second. Kobe Bryant, 36 points in Game 3, including that clutch field goal with 19 seconds remaining. As I mentioned, 12 of the 36 in the fourth quarter. He just took over the offense in that fourth quarter here in Game 3.
That shot you mentioned, Marv, with the hand in his face, you cannot make a more difficult shot. He seems to make those on a routine, day in and day out. It's incredible.
Normally at this stage, McCullough would be coming out of the game, but they're going to let him roll. He's got 6 fouls. Maybe a new strategy, Marv. Let him use them all.
They never play him in the second half anyway. So
usually Byron Scott comes with Aaron Williams, who picked up 6 fouls in 7 minutes the other night. Derek Fisher on target, and he has provided an enormous lift for the Lakers in this NBA Finals series. Started to show signs in the Western Conference Final against Sacramento. Here's Kittles with the step, lost his balance, able to recover. Clock stopped by Kidd. It's a 3-point Laker lead. 3.5 gone by. Bryant. O'Neal grabbing the rebound. Goes behind the back to Bryant. Well, that would have been a pretty assist. And then the foul is called on Bryant.
And Shaq's words are, come on, Kobe, make a layup. He comes up with a terrific rebound and then just lays it off perfectly. Kobe embarrassed about that one.
I think at this end of the floor, the Nets have to make the Lakers play some defense. They cannot come down and quick shoot the ball because they're playing motion and they don't get in good rebound position, so they only get one shot.
Come to Shaq. He's passing the ball beautifully.
And a 3-second violation. The outside official, Ted Bernhardt, calling the 3 on Shaquille O'Neal.
Hey, Bill, he's only made one thing.
How about the one to Derek Fisher?
Played by Fox. Here's Martin with lots of room. Robert already saying take the shot, and he did. So Kenyon Martin has hit 2 of 3, but the Lakers are willing to take their chance.
And that sense of hesitation, Robert Horry, he's playing with the mind of Kenyon Martin.
O'Neal. Oh. Shaquille O'Neal with a strong move. The crowd looking for an offensive foul. Lakers up by 3. Shaq 4 for 4. He has 9 points.
Well, Todd McCullough is playing like a little kid, and he's afraid to get too close to Shaq, and he doesn't know what to do when he's there.
Bring it out if you're the Lakers here. Wait for the big man.
Fox on the pull-up is hacked. And Rick Fox will go to the line. He's fouled by Keith Van Horn.
You don't like the body language of Todd McCullough down in the post. Look, he's helpless, and he's just reaching and trying to pin Shaq off, but he doesn't have good body position. Shaq is catching the ball too deep. Bad things happen.
So the Lakers are better off making a substitution. What's the point of having McCullough passively?
They're just trying to buy time. I would have called that a traveling violation on Shaq. It seemed that he took an extra step, came with a left-footed attack and approach as opposed to a right-footed one with that type of move.
Where do you see these things?
I thought he was screened out also.
I did too.
Here's Martin. Rebounded by Horry. 6 minutes remaining in the first. Lakers up by 5.
The more that Kenyon Martin shoots, the more it takes him off the offensive glass.
Look at how deep that is.
Oh, McCullough with the block shot. Here's Martin on the run. Pull-up jumper by Kenyon. And McCullough lays it home. Lakers 20. And the Nets 17. The Nets trying to stay alive, down 3 games to nothing. No team in the NBA Finals has ever come back from a 3-0 deficit. It's been done twice in the NHL Final. O'Neal with the drop step. And here comes Kidd. Lakers able to get back.
Lakers transition defense has been flawless during this entire series,
which is so important against a team like New Jersey. Martin. So Kenyon Martin is headed to the line. He'll look to tie the game. Foul is called on Rick Fox.
Todd McCullough playing under serious duress, and with foul trouble, send it back, Todd. Don't bring that weak stuff in here. Todd McCullough calling Shaq out right now, and then gets up and down the court and beats Shaq, leaving him in the dust.
Throw it down, Todd McCullough. Throw it down.
I think once again too much coffee for Bill.
We've been through a lot of negatives in my career as a Laker. Been through Kobe shooting air balls. Been through me missing 20 free throws down the stretch. Been through the Dennis Rodman era. We've been through a lot. First ring, they rolled me a lot. Second ring, we rolled Kobe. And now this ring, we just have to, play our game and remain hungry.
And how things have turned for Shaquille O'Neal and this franchise since Phil Jackson was named head coach 3 years ago.
3 years ago, teams were lining up to play the Lakers. Karl Malone, Jazz, Tim Duncan, David Robinson, Akeem Olajuwon. They said, when do the Lakers come to town? We want those guys. Phil Jackson shows up, and everything is different. Now people running and hiding.
And Phil gunning for his 9th championship ring as a head coach, looking to equal the record held by Red Auerbach. Lakers and Nets tied at 20, just under 5 remaining in the first quarter.
Well, Collins is in the game now, Mark, so we'll see how he does.
Oh, Collins ahead of Williams. That's a strategic shift by Byron Scott.
Remember, Jason Collins played Shaq pretty well in that first game. In the fourth quarter, crowd enjoyed that shot by Bryant that was way off. Here's Kenyon. With 5 points, he's hit a 3 and a 2, a 7-0 run for the Nets.
When they had this going, they had the pressure on the ball, and they made the Lakers shoot quickly. Mistake.
Well, Red Fox coughs it up.
Why couldn't we see this from the Nets in the first game?
Well, they were the first to admit they came out with stage fright in game number 1 at Staples. They had the terrible shooting first quarter. They did get back into it, but you never had the feeling that they had a shot down the stretch, although they closed that gap. Here's Kenyon Martin. And it's a goal kick. Well, they're giving Kenyon Martin the outside shot. He's hit a couple, and he's feeling pretty good about his offense. You can tell just by watching.
In the game, in game 3, he did a lot of this, though. He posted up, and he really attacked, and Shaq saw it coming, tried to knock it away.
Martin is playing very, very well.
Foul on Collins. And you hear the reaction as the Nets go into the penalty. The Nets with the last 9 points, and they lead it 24-20.
As is the case so often, the Lakers are killing their opponents at the free throw line. The Lakers have made more free throws in this series than the Nets have taken, 82 to 75. And they have taken 40 more free throws than the Nets.
Your man, Richard Jefferson, is in the ballgame now, replacing Keith Van Horn, so that defense is going to get more energized.
Richard Jefferson, the rookie out of Arizona, has played well in the NBA Finals, actually throughout the playoffs. That's Jefferson, guarded by Fox. Collins, now Martin, being played tightly by Horry, so he steps up.
That's a big-time play. That's why you draft a player like Kenyon Martin, #1 overall. Unstoppable.
You're changing your mind.
Pass from Fox. O'Neal on the recovery. O'Neal is stripped and a foul. It's on O'Neal.
And Kenyon Martin, he doesn't realize that they called the foul on Shaq. He goes over and gets a technical foul with Bernie Fryer. Talk about losing your composure.
A bit confused.
Well, you know, they went down in the scrum for the ball, and in all of these situations, where has the call gone? It's gone in favor of Shaq. So what would be your first reaction? We got beat again.
Underneath, the scramble for the ball. Good block initially, and then Shaq is just so strong, so big.
Yeah, Martin thought the foul was going to be called on him.
I'm puzzled. I didn't really see a foul on Shaq there as Bernie Fryer whistles the quick technical.
Kenyon paranoid here.
Well, you know, I think he wants to get one more game.
Here's Martin. Like O'Neal got a piece of it. Last touch by the Lakers. The Nets have reeled off an 11-1 run. Playing well here in this first quarter. Lead at 26-21.
This is the best the Nets have been at the outset of the ball game, and they have to remain this way. They cannot give up on attacking the rim and moving the ball and moving themselves quickly.
This is Lucius Harris without the protective mask. Harris got the step. Lucius Harris has had a very tough time. He has shed the mask.
Finally. Throw it down, big man.
And O'Neal is fouled by Collins. So Jason Collins picks up his second.
But the attacking attitude of the New Jersey Nets is what's gotten them the lead, and they have to play this way for the remainder of this quarter and the rest of the others. So we'll find out whether they have that energy and that drive. After a 6-shot effort in Game 2, Jason Kidd went to Kenyon Martin and said, if I ever play another game with you again where you only take 6 shots, I personally will rip you apart. And he has been more aggressive and more assertive since that point. A tremendous game in Game 3, and here at the outset of this, he's been attacking and hammering the ball over the top, and he's had a tremendous start.
And the story in this series has been the Lakers getting out to huge starts and leads in the first quarter, the Nets coming back, and then the second half belonging to Los Angeles. That's been different tonight as the Lakers not playing well. They're very casual, careless, turning the ball over 4 times for 8 points already.
Shaq having having some problems at the line tonight. 2 for 4. The Nets 12 of 19 shooting in this first quarter, 63%. Lakers have hit only 1 of their last 7 as we approach 2.5 to go in the first, and the Nets up by 7.
And the field goal percentage for both teams during this series belies those numbers, Marv.
All right, here's Martin getting possession. Kenyon Martin has been on fire. 13 points. He's been the spark in this 15-1 run. Aaron Williams is back now for the Nets, and he's defending on Shaquille O'Neal. Here's Fisher. And Jefferson has a 3-on-1. Back it goes to Jefferson. The pass slightly off.
Robert Ory's got to wake up.
O'Neal. Well, Shaquille remaining in the front court, and the Lakers took advantage.
What we know about the Lakers is they are a team that can get off the floor. They can have a bad period and recover. So the pressure is still on New Jersey to continue this.
Robert Ory is getting torched. He is not playing his normal, brilliant game in all aspects. He's not prepared defensively, and Kenyon Martin is just exploding by him every time.
Seemed like a good idea to start with it, telling Kenyon, all right, take the shot. It's not working.
Not only is that not working, but he's not keeping them getting the low post.
Here's Bryant. Kobe Bryant able to slice his way, but not able to finish. Bombing violation by Jason Kidd. The official was screened out. Bad pass thrown by Martin. But last touch by the Lakers. This represents the biggest lead the Nets have had in the 4 games of this NBA Final Series. They're up by 9.
And they're playing great ball. They're in transition. They're defending without fouling. Or even though McCullough and Collins each have 2 fouls, but they're getting up and down the court, and they got a great player on a roll in Kenyon Martin right now.
Samaki Walker has come on for Shaquille O'Neal. Martin going 17 points for Kenyon Martin, who is on fire from all angles here in the first quarter. The Nets up by 11. Fisher wide open. Yes. So the Nets now lead 34-25.
And what you don't want to do is get Derek Fisher, Rick Fox, and Robert Ory into the ball game.
Aaron Williams.
Lakers have to get to work defensively. They're allowing penetration, allowing great post-up position for Kenyon Martin, allowing Jason Kidd to get out in transition.
Bryant putting a series of moves on Harris, who played it well, then Kobe with the step and his hit on a reach-in. Foul on Harris.
What all of the Lakers should understand is that Kobe is going to take over the game right now, but the guy that's taken over the game for New Jersey is Kenyon Martin. He's done it down low. He's been able to beat Robert Ory to the spot, been able to jump over him, and every shot that he has taken, he feels real good about. The basket is as big as the Hudson River. Is anything flowing tonight, Bill?
The flow is all for New Jersey. And what Bob Costa said at the very top, the precedent of Seattle, Chicago in '96. Lewis Johnson talked about the foundation. Well, they're in the second stage of financing here already for New Jersey.
I'm not sure what he said, Steve, but it sounded pretty good. We had the river theme was in there.
Where it came out was New Jersey has a chance,
right.
as long as they stay ahead.
All right, here is Martin with time running down in the first. That would have counted. 1 quarter in the books here at the New Jersey Meadowlands. The Nets 15 of 25 from the field. Kenyon Martin with 17 of the Nets' 34 points. Jason Kidd with 4 assists. The Nets by 7 after 1.
Take a look at this. It's the ABA 1976. The great Dr. Julius Erving with the finger roll. He went on to beat the New York Nets, beat the Denver Nuggets. As you see, time run out. It was their 2nd championship, and we are now very pleased to be joined by the good Dr. Julius Erving, who is here with us in New Jersey. Julius, 2 successive years now, your former teams, both the Sixers and the Nets, are in the finals. What's the chances of something like that?
Well, I'll tell you, the odds are against it. But if the Magic get there next year, it'll be 3 years in a row, teams that I'm affiliated or associated with playing for the championship. And hopefully one of them can pull it off.
Julius, you were sold by the owner, Roy Ball. As we look at your retired jersey in the rafters here, you were sold by Roy Ball for $3 million to the Philadelphia 76ers. Ever since then, they said there's been the curse of Roy Ball. Is that officially over now that the Nets are in the finals?
I think so, Jim. You know, it's hard to believe it was 26 years ago. And, you know, it kind of paralleled the Post of the Bambino. But it was just something that was talked about and in people's minds. And now I think it's totally eradicated by the Nets making the finals.
Julius, you passed the torch on to Michael Jordan, who now seemingly has passed it on to Kobe Bryant. Kobe grew up in Philadelphia watching you as a Sixer. How about that torch being passed?
Well, Kobe definitely is the holder of the torch in terms of the player in the league who, when fans are sitting in their seats watching him play, they don't want to leave. They have this eager anticipation about possibly seeing something that they've never seen before. And I think he's right there, and I also think Tracy McGrady's there. I got to put Tracy in there.
Let me ask you, of course, when they made the merger and the ABA went into the NBA, unlike the AFL into the NFL, none of the old players, including yourself, had their records transferred. Should the history of the game have those records transferred, and should it be revisited?
Well, I think it's something that's been constantly looked at over these 26 years, and it probably gives an unlevel view to today's fan about basketball history. The ABA is very much alive in the NBA today, and the ABA was very much a structure of how the NBA has been built and presented to the public. So the answer is yes. I think the stats should be merged, but I'm a little biased.
Julius, it's great to see you back here with the Nets. And I'm sure you're enjoying the game, even though the series isn't turning out how you would have wanted. Thanks for taking the time.
Okay, it's a pleasure, and I think the Nets will put on a good show today.
All right. Mark, back to you. Kobe Bryant on the basket.
Yeah, what a shot by Kobe. Aaron Williams draws the foul. Here's Kobe with the head fake, and he heads to the line. I think Steve Jones, a one-time prolific ABA scorer, would like to see those records transferred for NBA credit.
Yeah, mine would look a lot better.
When Aaron Williams gets in that situation and he's pump fake and he's obviously going to commit a foul, just come down hard so that Kobe can't get the three-point play opportunity. Free throw attempts heavily in favor of Los Angeles going to the hoop.
Van Horn able to keep it alive. Lakers in the midst of a 9-0 run, and that is concluded. Van Horn has given the Nets a 36-32 lead.
What we know is that the Nets are going to have to be perfect. The Lakers can have a flaw, they can have a blip, but they can get back in the game. The Nets are going to have to play better than they've ever played the entire game.
And Horn with a nice pass. Jefferson with the bucket. Fouled by Walker.
The beautiful ball movement. Everything flowing for New Jersey on the offensive end. They've got to take advantage of the fact that Shaq is out of the lineup right now. They've lost their substantial lead, but Richard Jefferson on the fly. He glides by without actually double clutching, stays strong enough in the air to be able to finish against the foul. Shaq returns when he's in the game. Lakers can't get it done. When he goes out, they come alive now.
NBA Commissioner David Stern said yesterday perhaps we should consider a six-man rule for teams playing the Lakers to give them a better shot.
I think he said that in jest.
Do you think so?
No, I do.
I take everything he says very seriously. Brian Shaw has checked in for the first time, and Kobe Bryant was stripped. Lucius Harris with the lead, recovered by Jefferson, then had it knocked away, and the Lakers are back on it.
Shaq's not running the floor defensively. The Nets should realize that if they just slow a little bit down on their fast break, Williams, Todd McCullough, and Jason Collins can get opportunities.
Brian.
Scott, how long does Jason Kidd stay out? Because they need him out there to run the show, to get these other guys easier shots. Kittle and Harris are both scoring guards and don't handle the ball that well.
Here's Devin George with the open shot. And he is showing more confidence. Devin George hits from downtown. Devin George, the other night, 2 for 4 from the field, 6 points, 8 rebounds, and hit a couple from the outside. Here's Devin George popping from the corner as the Nets call for time.
What beautiful ball movements. The confidence that this Laker team has in themselves. They're right back in this, and they've only had Shaq for just a minute now back.
Well, the Lakers with a 14-5 run. That goes back to the first quarter, erasing most of the 11-point deficit that the Nets enjoyed. New Jersey shooting very well in the first quarter, 15 of 25. Lucius Harris. Aaron Williams. Looked like he lost control. Was very fortunate.
Yeah, he wanted to throw that one down and made a nice recovery to tip it in.
Zone defense here by New Jersey.
Jason Kidd getting set to return. Bryant with a beautiful setup for O'Neal. So Shaq with 14 points.
Keith Van Horn, who has not had a strong series, has got to do a better job of closing out against Kobe Bryant. Granted, it's very tough.
Williams coming up short. And back comes Bryant.
Well, Scott believes that the game for the Nets is going to be won at the defensive end. If that's the case, they've got to stop the ball moving.
That's the kind of passing I was talking about, Steve.
It's only the second one, though.
Balderdash.
Ryan Shaw wide open, and the game is tied at 41. Now both Kenyon Martin and Jason Kidd will check in a moment. Shot clock is down to 6. Jefferson challenged O'Neal. Shaw with the step, missed on the reverse. Shaw with the rebound.
Bring it out if you're LA here.
Bryant is fouled. So Kobe heads back to the line.
Kobe able to get to the... Now, granted, this guy is a phenomenal basketball player, but you have to make a decision as to what way you're going to send him. I would not send him to his right hand. And then Shaq gets the ball in low. 3 guys guarding him, finding best passer in the game today from the low post area, knocking him back, sending him back time and time again.
In all of those Laker scores, you could see the difficulty that the Nets were having in controlling the ball.
Aaron Williams called for the foul, a second. A reminder tomorrow at 3 Eastern, 12 noon Pacific, right here on NBC. It's golf's greatest championship, the U.S. Open. In action tomorrow, you'll see world #1 Tiger Woods plus John Daly and Greg Norman on Friday. Phil Mickelson, Sergio Garcia, and Davis Love III, just to name a few. Golf's greatest championship, the 102nd U.S. Open. First round coverage beginning tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern time. Bryant off the steal. Kobe setting up a left-handed attempt.
That's a heat check.
Yes. Here is Harris. Yes. Well, Lucius Harris, who opened up with a 0 for 9 in game 1, coming into tonight 2 of 19 from the field, and he's hit 2 out of 4 here in game number 4. Ryan Shaw, very active, not able to hit. A loose ball foul. It's called on O'Neal.
Shaq's second foul. He joins all of his centers. Phil Jackson looking on in disbelief. But as a big man, if you're going to pick up fouls, you want them on block shot attempts on someone else's man, not your own end, trying to get to the offensive glass.
Well, let's see if the Nets can build another lead because they need to go into the locker room at the half with the lead.
Martin lost his balance, but Harris is right there. Lucius Harris is providing a lift for the the Nets, who need another scorer. And the Nets now lead 45-43.
Kenyon Martin has shown a lot of different attributes to his game. Shaq just so strong, such rhythm. Aaron Williams already saddled with 2 fouls. Nets centers have 6 fouls already of the 18 allotted them.
O'Neal has 16, and the game is tied at 45.
Great teams like the Lakers, they play to be tied at the half on the road.
Van Horn. And you can hear the rumblings from the crowd as Van Horn missed that shot.
And the fans are saying, where's Richard Jefferson? What did he do wrong?
Well, they feel that Van Horn is feeling the pressure of being bigger and better than he has to be in the series.
Here's Bryant giving it up. O'Neal. A facial served up by Shaquille O'Neal.
I want to hear you say, Marco, say, throw it down, big man. Throw it down one time.
I was told that you have personally licensed that phrase. And there are residuals, so there's no way.
Come on, one time, Mark. Give it up.
But the problem that they've had is that Shaq is getting the ball too deep and getting it too cleanly, and it's impossible to handle Shaq. So, Bill,
throw it down, big man. Will somebody deny penetration one time to Kobe Bryant? Make him hit an outside shot. Lakers are back on top. What's New Jersey going to do about it?
You know, he's staking his claim in history. You know, he's one of the best coaches of all time. You know, he's the best coach I've ever had. I think he's the greatest coach of all time. And some people don't want to give him his due, but his record speaks for itself. You know, he's taught me a lot about the game. He's really opened my mind and, you know, helped me use the talent that I have in the right way. Phil is a great coach. He's done a lot with 2 different organizations. He knows how to take different personalities, put them together, make them focus on the same page.
And for Phil Jackson, gunning for a 9th NBA title to equal the record that is held by the legendary Red Auerbach. Phil Jackson's teams have never swept in the NBA Finals. 8 previous titles went either 5 or 6 games. Jason Kidd not able to hit. Here's Keith Van Horn missing on the foul, but they keep it alive.
Yeah, that's a sign of a tight, pressured player in Van Horn, and he's got to find a way to loosen up.
Nets have 5 offensive rebounds for 9 second chance points. Lakers need to tighten it up defensively. Robert Horry back in the game. See if he can find a little bit of focus and concentration.
O'Neal with Horry and George on the front line. Shaw and Fisher in the backcourt. Kobe Bryant getting a rest.
And right here is where they really need to tiger and pressure the ball. They don't have a creative guy like Kobe out on the floor, and they're going to become perimeter oriented.
With the Nets in a zone, they should bring Shaq to the high post and then roll him down low once the ball goes to the corner. Get better motion into the low post action.
Van Horn with a sweeping hook. It's tipped home by Collins, and the game is tied at 47.
With every miss, it becomes more difficult for Van Horn, so we may see Ricky Jefferson before the half.
Devin George with a nice quick release. Now Devin George in his 3rd year out of Augsburg in Minnesota, first-round pick in '98. They can shoot the ball, although we have not seen him most of the season.
He struggled mightily in the early rounds of the playoffs, particularly the early games against Sacramento, but he's come alive of late.
Shot clock down to 5. Martin forcing. And back comes Shaw. 3-on-2 developing. But the Nets able to recover.
Tough spacing. Shaq, he's coming right down that Wilt Chamberlain groove down the middle of the court. Not going to take one step outside of it.
Shot clock to 5. They surround Shaq. So here's George for 3. Yes!
That, Steve, is another one of those passes. Faked up to the top, froze the defense, and then delivered it crisply right into the shooting motion of George.
You can't hit a wide open man. I don't know what you're talking about.
And O'Neal has 4 assists. Collins given the room. So Jason Collins with his second field goal. Lakers 52, the Nets 49, just under 3 to go in this first half. Both clubs shooting well. That's just under 50%. Lakers at 58% from the field. Horry from downtown. Yes!
See, and this is why right now you get preoccupied with Shaq. They're getting those wide open shots. These guys are starting to make that deep perimeter three.
Sparkling shooting by both teams, but Byron Scott upset and takes a timeout with the Lakers jumping in front by 6. The Lakers have it on fire from downtown. They're now 4 for 4 from beyond that three-point line.
All because you have to double team Shaq down low. The rotation not quick enough. Kobe Bryant leading the cheers from the bench. The Nets must respond immediately.
I got this. Wait, no, wait. Come back,
Oh, it's a beautiful day. So come out and play. So it's a beautiful day, y'all. Oh, it's a beautiful day. So come out and play.
I can't come tonight. I'm working.
Working at what?
You saw everything?
Can you keep a secret?
Michael, they're gonna come after us. I have to protect you now.
You won't make it. Not with a little boy. This is the life we chose. None of us will see heaven. Michael could.
Road to Perdition, rated R, coming to theaters July 12th.
And what did you do this weekend?
I called this girl, but the line was busy.
Gary? Matt?
I went to Wendy's for lunch. Well, I see the hamburgers on TV and they look good. I ordered a classic double with cheese. Call me crazy, but I think they made it just for me. Hot, juicy, it tasted great. And when I finished, I felt good. And I liked that feeling.
Bravo!
Sure. Wendy's Classic Double with cheese. And now Wendy's pickup windows open late so you can eat great even late.
The new black is silver. Bacardi Silver Premium Malt Beverage. 5% alcohol by volume. Your night just got more interesting.
Bob Costas at the Meadowlands coming up on Verizon Wireless at the half. We'll get a report from the U.S. Open Golf Championship, which begins at Bethpage tomorrow. Plus, NBA Commissioner David Stern will join us live, and Tom Tolbert, as always, will have his thoughts on the first half. A preview.
Well, the Nets right now, the flow is going great for them. They're getting up and down, but they got to start playing some defense. I don't care what the flow dictates. If they let the Lakers shoot 60%, forget about it.
All right, now back to Marv, Bill, and Snapper. Mark.
All right, thank you, Bob. 6-point Laker lead. They've been on fire. A number of open shots for the Lakers. They're 10 of 14 from the field here in the second quarter. Devin George wide open in the corner. This occurring the last couple of minutes. Robert Horry hitting from downtown. And Byron Scott just moments ago talked about this with his team.
Talk to each other, point. Okay, you got to talk to each other, guys. You got to communicate out there. You can't allow guys to get wide open shots like this. We haven't picked it back up on the defensive end. That's where the game is going to be won. It's not going to be won down here on offense. You got to do it on the defensive end. All right? Chin through. Chin through. Let's go.
All coaches preach defense, and they always beg for harder work, but defense is a constant. The Nets have to match them on the offensive end, and with Van Horn and Kenyon Martin having disappeared here in the closing moments of the first half, the Nets find themselves in a world of hurt.
Well, Van Horn is out of the ball game, and Martin gets his second shot of the quarter.
Kenyon Martin headed to the line. He took the hit from Kobe Bryant. There's Keith Van Horn, 2 for 6. From the field, so Martin will shoot a couple. He's the high point man for the Nets with 17. Shaquille O'Neal leading the way for the Lakers with 18. From the creator of Law and Order comes the new summer series, Crime and Punishment. Real cases, real courts, build real life. Crime and Punishment premieres Sunday night at 10, 9 Central on NBC.
Well, that might be tonight, Crime and Punishment, because we got some pain being dished out by the Lakers. Martin took 13 shots in that first quarter. He's taken 2 here in the second. They got to reignite him.
Lakers have a 5-point lead as we close it on 2 minutes remaining in the half. Nice recovery by Devin George, and tips it to O'Neal. Horry not able to tip it home, and here comes Kidd.
What transition defense. They just don't get the looks that they have against everyone else. The Lakers are so determined to get back.
So effective and Lucius Harris. And he has regained the touch. Lucius Harris, who had a solid season and came up big in the earlier rounds of the playoffs, finally hitting a shot.
What took him so long to take the mask off? I would have stolen the mask in the locker room.
Well, it was going well when he had the mask on until... Here's Fisher for 3.
Devin George is wreaking havoc. He is getting shots. He's tipping the ball, keeping it alive.
Fisher for 3. And Derek Fisher with 8 points. Lakers lead 58-52.
Devin George has given Phil Jackson the game that Robert Horry usually contributes. Robert a step off the pace tonight early.
Harris again. Lakers up by 4. And Bernie Fryer blowing the whistle and has indicated a technical foul. And it's on Jim Clemens, Laker assistant coach. Jim Clemens apparently had something to say that was not appreciated. There's Jim.
Not from sweet young Jim.
Young.
Very young.
Can you tell me who Jim Clemens was traded for when he was sent from Cleveland to the Knicks?
Walt Frazier.
Walt Clyde Frazier. Very good. A very famous trade in the New York area.
I'd like to see Walt Frazier playing against these Lakers.
O'Neal.
Look at this girl.
But it's taken by Kidd. 25 seconds remaining in the half. Jefferson. Shot of this first half. What a move by Richard Jefferson. Lakers want a 20-second timeout.
Come on, Bob. How about one throw down? Loosen up a little bit here.
After the game.
Richard Jefferson has been a fearless attacker for Byron Scott, and this is a much-needed energizer for them. But look at Kobe Bryant coming down and thinking, I can block this.
Throw it down, RJ. Throw it down. What a great screen by Lucius Harris, clearing out the Laker defender.
Richard Jefferson, a guy who can leap, a high jumper on his high school track team. Both teams have a foul to give. We're coming up on 10 seconds remaining in the half. Lakers up by 1. Out of 5. George. So that's the end of the first half. Devin George attempting that shot. Kobe Bryant wanted the ball. The Lakers 58. The Nets 57. 18 apiece for Kenyon Martin. Shaquille O'Neal. Coming up, Verizon Wireless at the half with Bob Costas and Tom Tolbert. Back in New Jersey as we head to the second half. Lakers up by 1. Both teams shooting well in the first half. Nets at 52%. Lakers at 51. 5 for 7 from downtown. Lakers up 58-57. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Continental Airlines Arena, East Rutherford, New Jersey. And this an arena that opened July of 1981 with Bruce Springsteen packing them in.
Were you here?
I happened to miss that concert.
I can't.
There was a conflict at the time. Marv Albert, Bill Walton, Steve Snapper Jones. Third quarter is underway. Jason Kidd was sent flying, looking for a call. Now Kidd backs it up on Fisher and hits. So the Nets have taken a 59-58 lead. The Nets came out of the chute on fire, led by as many as 11 in the opening quarter. They had a 15-1 run. The spark was Kenyon Martin. He's the high man for New Jersey with 18. Shaquille O'Neal leading the Lakers with 18. Kobe Bryant has not gotten into the offense to this point. 2 for 7 from the field. Fisher off the mark, and the ball will go back to the Nets.
Lakers have a lot of work. Besides Kobe going 2 for 7, the Lakers are not forcing any turnovers. The Nets only had 3. They've given up 7 offensive rebounds for 11 second chance points, and neither forward or Fox are making it happen for Phil Jackson.
Kerry Kittle's able to beat Kobe Bryant. And that a perfect illustration of the motion offense. Kittle's off the steal is called for the foul.
Called a foul on Kerry Kittles. He almost had it as he stepped in the passing lane. But this is what the Nets did well in Game 3 in the second half. Attack the rim, get guys wide open shot, and they need to revive Kerry Kittle as an offensive weapon for them. So he starts out strong.
And Jason Kidd picked up his 8th assist on that play. Bryant played on the switch by Van Horn. O'Neal is up front with Fox and Horry. And it is last touched by the Nets. Lakers have 6 on the shot clock.
Against the zone defense, which the Nets have started both halves with, you got to flash a guy to the high post and then draw the defenders in, and then that guy turns and zips the ball to wide open players.
The Lakers have had no trouble against the zone.
And they reset the clock because the ball was kicked out of bounds. So 14 on the 24. Fox for 3. The Laker three-point shooting has been sensational.
And at the halftime, just the last huddle before they came out, Shaq said, look, guys, we got 24 minutes to work here. And he particularly looked at Rick Fox and said, come on, Ricky, I got to have it right now. This is too important.
And for Fox, that his first shot attempt. Lakers 6 of 9 from downtown. Martin is fouled.
Three-point shooting, 6 of 9, Marv, and the free throws are what have kept the Lakers in the game or put them on the lead. New Jersey has got to get to the shooters. All those looks have been wide open.
Fox on the foul, his second. Martin forced to give it up as they go to the double. Here's Kidd for 3. Oh, Kidd tried to save it. He did.
Jason Kidd, an incredible save, but the Lakers will live with Jason Kidd shooting tons of jumpers from the perimeter.
Kidd's got to get going, and he's got to take that script from that third game and really ignite their team offensively.
Fox. Fisher passed on the shot. Horry, yes, another 3 for the Lakers.
So the 2 Laker forwards, Horry and Fox, who didn't do much in the first half, they will each come out and hit a 3 early. Hopefully their focus and concentration is much sharper.
Kittles with the air ball from downtown.
Wow.
Watch out.
Bryant. Kobe Bryant forcing the issue. Kobe now just 2 of 8 from the field, and Rick Fox wide open on the left side.
Yeah, they missed him on the break, and I'm sure that they'll talk about that during the timeout.
Kobe's got to work his way in with the little things right now. Defense, rebounding, passing the ball a little bit. His offense not there.
And Kidder is able to beat him off the dribble. McCullough once again in the right spot. So McCullough is 4 for 5. He has 8 points. Opened up the game by collecting 2 early fouls that took a seat.
Shaq is playing very casually on defense.
O'Neal draws up to the foul. Up. Foul on Kidd.
They need more of these plays, but these are scramble hustle plays, and you can't count on those. McCullough missed the first one and was fortunate to stay with it to get it to go in. But they have got to be able to keep McCullough in the game for these kinds of plays. And he's picked up another foul against Shaq.
But 2 for 5, make it 2 for 6. at the line. He has shot so well at the line during the postseason, in particular from the Sacramento series on. He's 65% at the foul line in the playoffs, which for Shaq is a very high percentile. Tied at 65. Bryant with the steal. O'Neal getting position and is fouled by McCullough. So that's 3 on Tom McCullough.
But granted, Shaq is one of the greatest centers in the history of the game. But the New Jersey Nets big men, they have not learned anything in this 4-game series to date about preparation defensively before he ever receives the ball. He just gets what he wants when he wants it. You can't win with that approach.
Shaq 4 for 8 from the line. You can log on to NBCSports.com to email your questions on tonight's game to both Bill and Steve. You can view their answers on a web-exclusive post-game video report. It's all at NBCSports.com.
Yeah, both of those free throws looked a lot better for Shaq, and he kept the Lakers on the lead, but they've got to put pressure on the ball. When you find Shaq, you're finding him right at the rim, and that's too tough for McCullough or any center.
Off the weave, Kidd able to find the baseline. O'Neal with the save. Nice play by Shaq. Once again, Shaquille O'Neal had to gather better than 60 tickets for family and friends from the area for tonight's game. Shaq grew up in Newark, New Jersey. Lakers up 67-65. 4 minutes gone by in the third quarter. Kenyon Martin and the baseline cut off by Robert Horry. Here's Martin. Oh, beautiful move, switching hands as he took that shot.
Back-to-back beautiful move. Probably his best rebound defensively of the finals, and then coming right back and looking at Robert Horry and Shaq and saying, hey, you want some of this? Come, because I'm bringing it tonight.
Martin had an 11 of 17, 26-point game here on Sunday. Horry is fouled. He was hacked on the play. Nice ball movement by the Lakers to set it up. The foul on Martin, his second.
Well, Kenyon Martin picked up the foul, but before he did it, he was aggressive at the offensive end, and that's what got the Nets started in that first quarter of play. So hopefully he can come back with that same kind of energy, but trying to block from the rear, Kenyon Martin picks up his second.
What a beautiful Laker play right there. Everybody handling it, the backdoor cut, the give and go, the flash, the interchangeability. When we asked Phil Jackson what made it work, he said 3 things. Number 1, the credibility that he brought. And then number 2, the system, the triangle that everybody bought into, and then the loyalty that really came last year. And when you got guys like Horry and Fox, who were just brilliant players, complementary players to play in Phil Jackson's system, championships, they just keep falling in place.
Although there were times of desperation in that series against the Sacramento Kings, where some of the role players were being questioned, and there's talk of what a difference it was with Horace Grant last year and Tyronn Lue, particularly in handling Mike Bibby. But it has all changed here in this NBA Final Series. Kittles is fouled. This now a Laker club that has won 14 of the last 16 road playoff games, and they have won 7 straight in the finals. That dates back to last year. They lost the opening game to the 76ers. They won 4 in a row. They won the first 3 in this series. Kobe Bryant on that foul. That's 3 on Kobe.
Well, Kittles has got to continue to attack him, and he's a good enough player to where he can attack off the dribble. He had a very good series up until the finals, and he's only had 1 real good offensive game. That was game 2. So he's got to get back into the act at the offensive end.
Game tied at 69. 5 minutes gone by in the third. And Horn knocked it away, not able to hold on.
Nice pump fake by Horry in the air.
Horry against Martin. Beautiful move by Robert Horry, who has 12 points.
Well, I guess, Bill, he heard you, and now he's coming out, and he's aggressive. He got 7 here in the quarter, so in your face, Walton.
Horry is the kind of guy who will do whatever it takes to win. Does not want the limelight.
Not able to hit. Robert Horry on his way to a 5th count of 5 championship rings. 2 is a key member of the Houston Rockets. And this would be 3 if the Lakers, when the Lakers conclude matters against the Nets. Wow. Rick Fox from downtown. And the Nets want to talk it over. Lakers lead it 74-69 with 6:04 remaining in the third. The Lakers 8 for 12 from downtown.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Universal Pictures' The Bourne Identity, the best spy thriller in years, starts June 14th. By Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light, cold down easy. By Best Buy, for the latest technology, turn on the fun at Best Buy. And by NBA Finals 2002, love it live.
Once he got the ball off, everything just stopped. And, you know, that ball in the air represented our season.
Horry for the win! Yes!
I think if we can get our 3rd championship, I think the shot by Robert Horry was the shot that gave us momentum, the shot that brought us back on top.
The shot that Robert Horry made, made our season, our postseason happen for us. It made our championship available for us.
And Robert Horry in a very select group, and as Phil Jackson said, that was the season for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Did you see how happy Derek Fisher was? He's just bubbling over. Horry has 12 points on 4 shot attempts. He has 4 assists and a blocked shot. It's amazing how it's...
Blocked by O'Neal, and then Martin draws the foul.
The Nets have to stay aggressive. They have to be more aggressive at the offensive end and even amp it up more at the defensive end. Their problem is they're allowing that ball to move too freely at their defensive end. Too many guys getting easy open shots.
Foul committed by Fisher. Kenyon Martin with his 21st point. Let's check in with Lewis Johnson. Lewis?
All right, Marvin, that last time out, Byron Scott was talking about challenging shots like the one we just saw Robert Horry hitting in that vignette. He also begged the guys to rebound. He told Todd McCullough to meet Shaq higher on the block. He keeps meeting him down by those dotted lines, and he said at that point it's too late. But they're only down 5. Let's try and get this thing close and force a game 5. Marv?
All right, Lewis. Nets going to the pressure again, and Shaquille O'Neal wide open off the trapping defense by New Jersey.
Let's give Sacramento a lot of credit. They made the Lakers have to work at the point of attack. They can't move that ball that freely and, you know, they get anything they want. Shaq with the dunk, too easy.
But the difference was the big man for Sacramento. Those guys could handle the ball and create plays. Todd McCullough, at best, is an average finisher.
Shaquille O'Neal referring to Todd McCullough as a respectable player, which he is. Had a solid year, but he's going up against one of the great centers of all time, and a great center who is playing his best basketball of the season. Shaq now has 25. Lakers lead it by 7. Open shot for Van Horn. Keith Van Horn, who has been struggling, hits from downtown. 7 points for Van Horn, and the Lakers lead by 4.
He saw Richard Jefferson over there at the scoring table. I may as well get something because I think he's coming to get me.
Oh, finally, somebody please make a shot.
Jefferson and Collins getting set to check back in. Fox not able to handle that pass. Here comes Kittles. Bryant stepped away, did not want to pick up number 4.
Well, that's when Kerry Kittles is at his best when he's in the open court, and Kobe wants to stick around.
So the Laker lead is down to 2. O'Neal with the strong move on McCullough.
Todd that time trying to get a little physical. Byron Scott can't believe it. But when Todd just bumps, and then leaves himself on the high side there, you're never going to win a game of size and strength against Shaq.
10 years in the weight room, and we'll see a different color, but not tonight.
Shot clock to 6. Martin. McCullough not able to hang on. And Todd McCullough does have good hands, but one of the Lakers got a piece of it, and Horry lost it.
Todd McCullough is a good skilled basketball player. He just doesn't have the physical skills to play a game against Shaq.
Well, it's a physical strength. I mean, if you're not strong enough, you just can't expect to go down there and lean on Shaq and not get crushed.
I don't think it's strength. I think it's lack of mobility.
Collins and Jefferson are back in. Here's Collins. Well, Jason Collins hit his first 2 field goal attempts. 80-76, Lakers with the lead. Coming up on 3 minutes remaining in the third. Very quiet game at the offensive end for Kobe Bryant.
Well, the backcourt hasn't scored here in the third quarter.
Here's Bryant. So much for that stat.
Steve has mentioned this before, Marv, that Kobe's one of those players who can just miss everything for huge stretches, and it never affects him.
Kid able to save that pass, but Horry is on it. The Lakers are now 9 for 13 from downtown with that successful 3 a moment ago by Bryant.
You know, it's amazing how you can change in a series. They couldn't buy a 3 against Sacramento. They cannot miss tonight, and that is huge.
Here's Bryant again for 3.
Well, Vlade did a terrific job defensively on Shaq.
Kittles for 3.
See, I think New Jersey makes a mistake when they try to match him for 3.
Fisher takes all the way. O'Neal is fouled by Collins. Coming into tonight, Byron Scott was concerned, wondering whether the good shooting from the perimeter in Game 3 was fool's gold. And perhaps as we see some of these shots going astray, he may be thinking that way.
They've gone away from Jason Kidd to the hoop and Kenyon Martin's power inside game, and it's cost them dearly.
From being swept in 95 against the Houston Rockets, Shaquille O'Neal has a broom in his hand and on the verge of putting the Nets out of the way with big power moves like this, and it's just been too much, too often for Todd McCullough, Jason Collins, Aaron Williams, and he has been overpowering here in the third quarter. Another huge effort, Bill.
As one of the greatest players of all time, Shaq has been nothing less than Shaq-tacular. But in 13 games of the first rounds of these playoffs, Shaq was just another good player. These last 5 games, he has never played better. Tonight has not been one of those greatest games for Shaquille O'Neal, but this is his 19th NBA Finals game. He has never scored less than 25 points in a single one of those Finals games, and he has scored at least 28 points in 16 of those 18 games.
And you mentioned he is not at a top-level type performance, at least for Shaquille O'Neal, yet he is 11 of 16 for 28 points. And Steve mentioned a moment ago the fact that Shaq, as a member of the Orlando Magic, was swept by the Houston Rockets in 95. Robert Horry on that Houston team. Brian Shaw, also a member of that Orlando team. Shaq says he remembers crying after that 4-game sweep. He said it was a life-changing moment, and he felt humiliated by the sweep. Wild shot by Martin, and O'Neal with the rebound. That's the last 4-game sweep of the NBA Finals. 1995, the Houston Rockets over the Orlando Magic. There have only been 6 sweeps in the Finals. The Lakers have been swept, as it turns out, 3 times. 3 of those 6. Shot clock down to 3. O'Neal over Collins, going high for the pass. And a loose ball foul. Foul on Bryant. That's 4.
That Shaq just threw up a wild one to beat the shot clock. Now Brian Shaw, Mr. Desperation, to the rescue here as Kobe will sit it out for a little while. Watching those Orlando films you were talking about today, it's stunning to see the difference in Shaq physically. In those days, he weighed what, 280, 290?
One guy could handle Shaq. Elijah one did. He torched him.
Here's Kidd. Yes. So the Lakers now lead 84-78. Coming up on the final minute of the third. Marv Albert, Bill Walton, Steve Snapper Jones, Jim Gray, Lewis Johnson on the sidelines. This crowd is back into it. Shaw for three. Martin with the rebound.
Finally, Kenyon Martin showing signs of becoming a dominant defensive rebounder, something that any Laker foe will need to have if they're going to have a chance of success.
Lucius Harris is back, had the hot hand in the first half, breaking out of a slump. Kidd with 5 on the 24, going glass. Jason Kidd with 10 points, 9 assists, getting into the offense as he did in the second half. Sunday night in Game 3, they are on their feet here at the Continental Airlines Arena. Horry for three, way off. Martin with the rebound. And the Nets can hold for a final shot of the quarter. 15 seconds remaining as Kidd works the clock down. Lakers up by 4.
Well, if you're going to go to the hoop, you got to go with Shaq out high.
Kidd with the shot. And for three, here in New Jersey, the Lakers 84 and the Nets 80.
The fans want more. They're clamoring. Jason Kidd trying to give him more. The tough shot off the glass. Giving the Nets hope, a dream. Is it still alive? 12 minutes.
We'll be right back after these words from your local station. You're watching the NBA Finals on NBC. The New Jersey Nets are down to the Los Angeles Lakers 3-0 in this series. They did not play well in games 1 and 2, but they have been every game going to the fourth quarter, including tonight. You look back, Game 1, despite the bad play, they're within 3 with just under 5 to go. Game 2, within 6 with 7.5 minutes left. And in Game 3, they come from 14 down and actually led by 7 points with 6:44 remaining.
Yeah, they've got to find a way to take over the game. This crowd is just waiting to erupt and get into this ball game, and it's up to the New Jersey Nets to ignite it. They've got to come out and generate some defensive energy and turn into a sprint team and finally get control of the game.
I'm not into moral victories. I mean, who cares if you win or you lose by 4 points or 7 points or 25 points? Just get a victory, have more basketball.
Well, we know how you feel about moral victories.
Nets going to the pressure as this fourth quarter gets underway. And they have Bryant and Shaw in the backcourt. Samaki Walker is checked in. Shaquille O'Neal sitting down. Here's Bryant. Tough angle shot. Kobe playing with the 4 fouls. Jason Kidd pushing it. Picked up by Brian Shaw.
If you're going to make a push, make it now with Shaq out of the ball game. They got to take advantage of him being down and get to that rim.
This is actually when the Lakers have played their best tonight, when either one of their guys have been on the bench.
Here's Kidd for 3. Yes! Jason Kidd on a roll. He has brought the Nets within 1. Lakers led moments ago by 8, a 7-0 run for the Nets. All 7 points scored by Kidd. George. Shaw for 3. And Harris on the rebound.
Even Devin George has become a playmaker for Phil Jackson.
Here's Kidd trying from downtown. And it's George on that loose ball. 1-point Laker lead.
You know, the Lakers are making threes. The Nets are not. The Nets got to realize that that's not going to be the shot that's going to win the game for them. They got to get the 2. They got to get the foul. They got to get to the line.
And of defense from this New Jersey crowd. Kobe Bryant continues to struggle. 3 of 12 from the field. Here's Kidd going all the way. And Bryant let it go because he thought he had deflected it out. Lucius Harris thought he did. No call made. Here's Shaw. Rebounded by Collins. And it's a 3-on-1. Harris. Yes! And the foul. A reaching of George. The Nets lead by 1.
Now, I don't know how many times you have to look at a tape to understand what you do well and stick with it. But this is New Jersey at their best when they're in the open court, when they're on a push, and they're attacking the rim. That's how they had that lead in Game 3. And if they're going to win this game tonight, this is the way they're going to win it.
The Lakers have missed their last 9 shots. Harris, an 84% free throw shooter. So the Nets lead 86-84. Here's pressure bothering the Lakers. Samaki Walker forced to take the time. No, it's a 5-second violation. Did not take the timeout in time.
Samaki Walker taking a nap over there. You're allowed to run the baseline. Get on the move. Come back to the ball if you're already in bounds.
Martin is fouled. Shaquille O'Neal looking over at Phil Jackson, saying, now? Phil said, yes.
Why wait? Just get up and go in. Put yourself in.
Foul on Ori. His second. Kenyon Martin, 4 for 5 at the line. It has been an outstanding night once again for Martin. 23 points, 9 rebounds for Kenyon. Well, coming to NBC this summer, Natasha Henstridge, starring in the new action drama She Spies, premiering Saturday, July the 20th on NBC. Nets by 3 points, 2 minutes gone by in this fourth quarter.
And we know that the Lakers know how to play from the rear, so it's up to the Nets to make this game. They got to keep that defensive pressure up.
Strong double team offered up by the Nets, but the foul is called. Bernie Fryer says Kenyon Martin picked it up. That's 3 on Martin.
A mental mistake. They did their job. They got Shaq to lean away from the basket, to pivot out of his scoring range. He had nothing to do with the ball. Said give it up, and they bailed him out. Don't they want to win?
And a defensive 3-second call, so a technical foul against New Jersey. And Kobe Bryant will shoot the tee, 7 of 8 from the line.
I want to see Shaq shoot some technicals.
I don't think we're going to see that, Jim. I'll let check in with Jim Gray.
Marv, during the last timeout, Phil Jackson told his team, you guys should want to end this right now. Momentum can change from timeout to timeout, quarter to quarter, game to game. Don't start fooling around and keep this team alive. Marv?
All right, Jim, 9:45 remaining in the fourth. The Nets do not want this to be their final quarter of the season. Trying to prevent the sweep. Lakers hoping to wrap it. Bryant from downtown. They have missed their last 4. They're now 10 of 18 from beyond that three-point line, and the game is tied at 87.
That has been their saving grace, and Bryant's got a couple here in the second half.
And Kobe came up big Sunday night. He had 12 of his 36 in the fourth quarter. Shaquille O'Neal with that rebound, and here comes Kobe Bryant.
What a killer instinct for Kobe Bryant. Give him the ball.
George. And back come the Lakers.
If you just allow Shaq to be on the weak side, a defensive rebound like that, I don't see how New Jersey's going to have a chance to win.
Here's the double. Ryan Shaw, beautiful ball movement off the double team of Shaquille O'Neal. Lakers able to find the open man.
That's when they get themselves in trouble. The Nets, when they don't stop the ball initially and it goes around, they're late getting to the guy that's getting the shot.
Lakers up by 2. Martin. Kenyon Martin is 10 of 20. 25 points. The game tied at 89.
Shaquille O'Neal the rest of the way. Bring it inside.
Again they swing it. Again the open shot. Again they hit Devin George with a 3. The Lakers Lakers 92, the Nets 89.
Such confidence. They just believe and trust in each other so much. And the way they zip the ball.
Martin, yes. 27 points for Martin. The Lakers lead by 1.
And Shaq looked at Robert Horry and said, hey, come on. We're working hard out here. Yeah. You're a step off your man each and every time. We've got to tighten this thing down here.
But the Lakers are hit. The Nets can't trade baskets.
And that's what they're doing right here. Kobe Bryant again. The Lakers lead 94-91, and Kobe has turned it in this fourth quarter. Byron Scott takes a timeout.
What a beautiful offensive game. I mean, we're into the 90s already. We're still 7 minutes to go. Kenyon Martin is stroking it as Robert Horry is just a step late so many times coming behind that screen.
You're calling Robert Horry out again when he's got Kobe Bryant to bail him out. I don't know what's wrong with you. The Lakers are ahead.
Well, as the Lakers did in Games 6 and 7 against the Sacramento Kings, able to come through with a massive run down the stretch, pulling out the ball game. They have done it here against the New Jersey Nets in the NBA Finals. Game 2, a 23-6 run to end the game over the last 7, 39, and then Game 3, a 19-9 run to turn things around after they were trailing in the fourth quarter. We have 7:03 to go in this game number 4, and the Lakers lead 94-91. And you get the feeling that Kobe Bryant is beginning to heat up.
Yeah, and he's got 5 of the 10, and you know how dangerous he is in the big moments. So they have got to continue to find ways to score, and then they've got to stop Bryant.
And here comes Kobe when the Nets get back. 6:45 remaining on the fourth. Shaw with the step, and Jefferson on the rebound. So the Nets are going with Collins, Martin, and Jefferson up front. Kidd and Harris in the backcourt. Nets maintain possession. They have 18 on the shot clock.
The Lakers so good at closing out. Their poise, their confidence, their belief in themselves, and their stifling defense. They're able to lock down their opponents because they don't have to double team anybody.
Martin on a quick release. 29 for Kenyon Martin. And the Nets are within 1. They collapse on O'Neal. Fisher draws the foul.
They just do not stop the ball, and that's where all of their problems start and end, and they end up in desperation fouling Derek Fisher. They have got to be able to stop the ball if they're going to win this game.
Foul on Collins. That's number 4 on Collins. Fisher to the line for the first time. Keith Van Horn is checked back in. Well, tomorrow at 3 Eastern, 12 noon Pacific, right here on NBC. It's golf's greatest championship, the U.S. Open. In action tomorrow, world number 1 Tiger Woods plus John Daly, Greg Norman. On Friday, Phil Mickelson, Sergio Garcia, Davis Love III. The 102nd U.S. Open first round coverage. Starting tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern, 12 noon on the West Coast, right here on NBC.
In the final game, Byron Scott opens him up for a lot of criticism if Keith Van Horn does not come up big here in the final 6-12.
Oh, last touch by Martin. As Horry reached in, but Martin deflected it out, and no argument from Kenyon Martin.
You know, Van Horn has got to do something. Jefferson is an energized type of player. They need pressure, they need cheap points, and they need them in a hurry.
Lakers 95 and the Nets 93, just under 6 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Shaq said, bring it to me. I'm tired of moving toward it.
Well, they triple team him, and it's a jump ball. Martin and O'Neal getting involved.
You know, Kenyon Martin's instincts are to attack. He got thrown out of there, and he was going to jump back in. I mean, he gets a good grip on this ball, and watch him try to rip this thing away from Shaq, and Shaq tosses him the other way, and watch him come back. What are you doing to me?
Welcome back.
Just like back in the day.
A million uses and counting. The 210 horsepower supercharged Nissan Xterra. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Seen any aliens lately?
This 4th of July weekend, the event they don't want you to remember.
Hopefully you enjoyed our new, smaller, more energy-efficient subway cars.
Will be the movie you'll never forget.
What do we got? Big Bad Mojo.
From director Barry Sonnenfeld.
Okay, how you doing?
Tommy Lee Jones. Will Smith. Men in Black 2.
You getting big. Boy, what you been eating?
Rated PG-13. In theaters July 3rd.
Tomorrow at 3 Eastern, the first round of the U.S. Open, live, with Tiger Woods, Greg Norman, Latif Goosen, John Daly, and more. Friday at 3, round 2, live, with Phil Mickelson, Sergio Garcia, Davis Love, Ernie Els, Colin Montgomery, and others. Golf's greatest championship, the U.S. Open, starting tomorrow on NBC.
The play and the reaction are worth one more look, and you'll see the strength of Shaquille O'Neal. Martin is in there with a good grip, and he's going to lose this. And he goes bailing out. Now watch him. What's that? Oh, Shaq. I guess I'll leave that alone.
That had been Robert Horry. He would have been all over Horry. You get the report from the Laker bench through Jim Gray that Phil Jackson preaching defense. 5 minutes, 42 seconds, and the championship goes home to Los Angeles.
Lakers able to control the tip. Fisher, yes. Had the foot on the line. It's a 2, and Collins and O'Neal went down. The foul is called on Collins. The basket will count.
And Shaq to the line here. Shaq, as difficult a player to referee has ever played this game, battling, positioning underneath. Jason Collins with his arms wrapped around Shaq and pulls him down. The referee right on top of the call.
One free throw for Shaq. Potential three-point play. Unconventional. And the Lakers able to pull it off.
5-point lead. I mean, these are the things that the Nets just can't afford to give up. But you're talking about playing against a team that's got a greater margin for error. You've got to be perfect.
Kid now being played by Fonz. Van Horn called for the offensive foul.
Again, right on top of it, the forearm to the chest.
Now, Van Horn wants to produce so desperately, and his strength is at the offensive end, but he's not quick enough to get by Kobe.
Why would you turn and face Kobe Bryant if you're Keith Van Horn? You tower over him, you're stronger. Play back to the basket there.
Bryant, yes. So Kobe Bryant turning it up a notch once again in the fourth quarter. 21 points for Kobe, along with 7 assists. The Lakers lead 100-93. Just under 5 remaining in the fourth.
And in 2 plays, you go from a 2-point game to a 7-point game.
Martin putting the move on Ori, a wild shot.
What a great scene here. Even though the Nets are up against it, their fans are going nuts here. They're just cheering.
O'Neal had it knocked away. Lakers get back. Kidd to the reverse. He's trying to draw the foul.
That's terrific team defense. Lakers so good. They don't make foolish plays. No need to go for 2 guys on that block.
If Jefferson had been in, they would have had somebody on this other lane to finish the play. Van Horn wasn't quick enough to get in the lane.
O'Neal is fouled by Collins, so that's 6 on Jason Collins. 4th team foul on the Nets. Shaq headed to the line. Todd McCullough will check back in. So Collins in 19 minutes departs with 4 points, 4 rebounds.
Well, don't ask me why Richard Jefferson's sitting on the bench.
Well, I'll ask you, why is he sitting on the bench? They need energy. They need a guy that's going to be aggressive.
I'm just a broadcaster.
Oh, now you bail.
Ask the coach.
This is unbelievable. All this time of calling coaches out, players out, and now you bail when it's time to stand up.
I enjoyed that speech.
I am saying this guy should be in the game. I've been saying that. I said that after game 3. I'm not sure what Keith Van Horn has done to warrant this playing time down the stretch. He's got Kerry Kittles on the bench.
Lakers lead 102-93, just under 4 remaining in the fourth quarter. They isolate Martin against Ori. Martin, nice back-end move, although Ori felt that he was fouled.
Yeah, it all comes down to this end of the floor. They've got to take away the Lakers offense somehow, some way.
Bryant taking it to the rim. There were no stops here.
None.
The last few minutes by the Nets. And the Lakers lead 104-95. New Jersey calls for time with 3:32 to go in the fourth quarter. The Lakers gunning for a 3rd straight NBA title, looking to make it a sweep. Kobe Bryant, uncontested. 23 for Bryant. We'll be right back.
You definitely cheated. You definitely cheated.
Yeah. Where did I cheat? You were in the water on 18. I was not in the water on 18.
Show him the scorecard. Forget golf. Maybe you're a ping pong man.
What's wrong with you? She's looking right at you, man. I know. Killian's Irish Red. One look says a lot.
The Sum of All Fears is the #1 movie in America. Roger Ebert says, thumbs up. Rex Sweet calls it an exciting action blockbuster. Ben Affleck and Morgan Freeman take the spy thriller to a new level. The Sum of All Fears, rated PG-13. Now playing in theaters everywhere.
Nissan 4x4. It's the next frontier.
With Verizon Wireless, now you can talk.
Can you hear me now? Good.
Or access the web.
Good.
Across the country. Because now get unlimited, that's right, unlimited night and weekend minutes to use nationwide. All on the America's Choice Network. Now with mobile web for only $40 monthly access. That's the best wireless value.
Good.
From the best national wireless network. Plus, pick up a sleek web-ready LG phone. Hurry, the minutes may be unlimited,
Good.
But the offer's not.
Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you.
What's up?
Forgot my due.
Oh, man. Where you headed? Tropicana 400, Chicago. Hop in. You got room for a couple more?
NASCAR returns to NBC with the Tropicana 400 July 14th.
Man, I sure hope those guys are okay back there.
Whose side deal was it to ride with Jeff Gordon anyway?
There are a number of significant milestones on the line here tonight for the Lakers. If they go on to the victory, 24 straight successful series for Phil Jackson in the playoffs. It'll be a three-peat, 3 straight NBA titles. And Phil will tie Red Auerbach for most championships. And he will pass by Pat Riley on the all-time list. Most playoff victories, 156. It's a pretty impressive list. And the NHL, Scotty Bowman is going for number 9 as the coach of the Detroit Red Wings. 3:25 remaining in the fourth. The Lakers up by 9. Harris off the fake. So Lucius Harris has come back strong here tonight. He has 16 points.
But with New Jersey desperately needing offense, they've got Keith Van Horn still in the game, who hasn't given them much, and Todd McCullough, who's not going to be able to score.
Well, they've got to get 2 stops down here in a row, and they haven't been able to do it.
O'Neal. And back comes Kidd. Meanwhile, Richard Jefferson is now at the scorer's table getting set to check back in. Nets having trouble locating a shot.
Nice step out by Ori.
Ori with the steal. Once again, excellent defensive play by the Lakers. O'Neal around McCullough. Another opportunity for the Nets. Martin went to the left hand. Martin. 104-99. It's down to a 5-point game.
Taking advantage of the fact that Shaq went down on that attempt, and the offensive end never got back into the play. He just waited. The crowd alive here.
Coming up on 2 minutes remaining in the fourth. Fisher, yes! Bryant had lost the ball. It ended up in the hands of Derek Fisher, and he's given the Lakers a 106-99 lead.
And Jefferson may not make it in the game because there's no stoppage of play.
Lakers are just too good.
Here's Martin.
Look at that outlet by Fisher.
Coming up on 1.5 minutes remaining in this New Jersey Net season. A Net team that went 52-30 during the regular season. Best record in the Eastern Conference. But the Lakers are on their way to a sweep. 33 points for Shaquille O'Neal. And this will be the first sweep of the NBA Finals since 1995. We're down to 1:24 to go, and the Lakers up by 9.
Defense leading to great offense. Even when Kobe stumbles and just drops the ball, Derek Fisher still able to bail him out. And Shaq just working so hard, moving, reading the defense. Tease him, big man. Tease him.
Introducing the 260 horsepower adrenaline pump. The new G35 from Infinity.
This summer, Scooby-Doo and Outkast are in the house.
Woke up from a long night of hanging out with Shaggy. Oh no, lost my last baggie, a Scooby snacky.
Scooby-Doo, rated PG, directed by Raja Gosnell.
Books are cool too. I will read a book daily to learn something new. I will learn different words, and I will listen in school. The teachers read stories and share reading rules.
I will practice my skills in every way.
Reading is something I will do every day.
Reading offers great adventures to me.
Reading will help me be the best I can be.
NBC, the network of America's most honored dramas, this fall presents 2 exceptional new dramas. American Dreams, one family's journey through the decade that changed us all. And Boomtown, from the writer of Band of Brothers and Speed. American Dreams and Boomtown, this fall on NBC.
I think about it all the time. It's only 4 or 5 times in my whole lifetime that I've cried. The first time was when the Sarge gave me the right hook for messing up my school. Second time was when my mother's mother passed away. Third time was when my father's mother passed away. Fourth time was when we lost in '95 in the finals. I don't like that feeling, so I always said to myself, if I ever get back to the finals, I have to make my presence known. And I don't want to go home feeling like that. And after the finals in '95, my father pulled me aside and said, you showed Mr. Olajuwon too much respect. And I think I did.
And Shaquille O'Neal in this 4-game series averaging better than 36 points per game, and he has now moved in front of Hakeem Olajuwon. Most points in a 4-game series, and Hakeem did it against Shaquille back in '95.
The only tears tonight will be tears of joy. And look, Phil Jackson has put Mitch Richmond in.
First time he's appeared in the NBA Finals. Mitch Richmond, who had knee problems during the course of the season, just made a brief appearance against the Sacramento Kings in the Western Conference Final. Coming up on 1 minute remaining in this 4th quarter, and Lucius Harris is able to hit the Lakers now lead 108-101.
Look at how Robert Horry gets.
Yes.
He gets the ball inbounds. Perfect.
But the Lakers are going to make the Nets work for every shot and use as much time with each possession as they can.
O'Neal is fouled by McCullough.
Crowd didn't appreciate that little extra pastry from Kobe.
Oh, come on.
They didn't. You hear them going, don't you? What do you think those boos are for? What's wrong with that?
He plays until it's over.
This is the home team getting smacked here. That's what's wrong with that.
That's over the foul limit. Nice gesture, though, by Phil Jackson inserting Mitch Richmond here in the final minutes. Mitch will be on a championship team for the first time in 14 years. We're talking about an illustrious career. You go back to his earlier days with Sacramento and Golden State.
He was Sacramento. And for all those years when he was carrying that team and they were losing, all he wanted to do was get in the playoffs.
He just wishes he could have done more to help the team.
There's Kenyon Martin. So it's 109-103. Martin has 35. He's had a brilliant ball game. And Bryant is hit on the reach-in. He'll go to the foul line with 44 seconds remaining.
For the Nets, you need a miracle. You have to hope that a veteran championship team like the Lakers goes totally asleep. And I guess that miracle won't be forthcoming because Anthony Johnson comes in. Kid goes out. Wow. Martin is going out.
It's a 6-point game.
A little early, I would think. Still have a shot. I know Byron Scott's trying to do the right thing. He wanted to have the crowd respond to Kenyon Martin and Jason Kidd, but anything could happen here. 44 seconds to go. And the Lakers now lead by 7.
The crowd chanting its appreciation of Jason Kidd with the MVP mantra here.
Well, it's been a remarkable turnaround by the Nets. 26 wins a year ago. Jason Kidd, the catalyst in the way this team was able to respond 52-30 during the regular season. In the playoffs, they beat Indiana 3-2 in that grueling first-round series. They knock off Charlotte in 5, beat Boston in 6, beating the Celtics 3 straight after that devastating loss in Game 3, blowing the 21-point fourth quarter lead down by as many as 26 points.
The important thing for New Jersey is where they go from here. In terms of Kenyon Martin continuing his progress and trying to resurrect Kittles and Van Horn. The progress of the big guys here.
25 seconds remaining in the season. Mitch Richmond to the fadeaway. Oh, the Laker bench going wild. Mitch Richmond able to score for the first time in the NBA Finals. Here's Harris from downtown with 11 seconds to go. It's a 6-point Laker lead.
They isolated for Mitch that time, and they're giving it to him. He's just going to run it out right now. What class.
The Los Angeles Lakers have made it 3 straight NBA championships. They wrap it up in the 4-game sweep by beating the Nets 113 to 107. And Phil Jackson has equaled Red Auerbach's record of 9 NBA titles. His 156th playoff victory as a head coach. He is now first on the all-time list, passing by Pat Riley. Shaquille O'Neal, no question, the most valuable player of this series, becoming the 3rd player to win the NBA Finals MVP award 3 times. Only the 2nd player to win it 3 consecutive times. The other, Michael Jordan. How about the Lakers? 30-5 in the playoffs the past 2 seasons. 3 of those 5 losses coming at the hands of the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah, you know, as you look at Magic Johnson and he's congratulating Shaq, that the Kings can only think of the situations where they could have been here because the West was the more powerful conference, and certainly they feel that they would have won a championship, and the Lakers get 3 in a row, and all you can think is what could have been.
Shaquille O'Neal, 34 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. Shaq and his stepfather, he calls him Sarge.
And the grandfather, and they all celebrate, and you know, they started the ball game off by saying, you know how important this is to us. We started here in Newark. Let's really put on a show for those that are still here.
Kobe Bryant coming up big in the 4th quarter. 11 of his 25 in the 4th. Shaq, 34 points, 10 rebounds. Kenyon Martin leading the Nets with 35 and 11. Much more to come as our post-game coverage continues. Jim Gray, Lewis Johnson working the locker rooms. We'll have the presentation of the championship trophy. We'll be back in a minute. The Los Angeles Lakers have made it a 4-game sweep over the New Jersey Nets. The Nets in their first ever trip to the finals since joining the NBA in 1976. The Lakers make it 3 straight NBA titles. Let's go to Jim Gray.
Marv, thank you very much. With a very happy Shaquille O'Neal and his family, his grandfather, Donald Harrison, his father, the Sergeant Philip Harrison, who we saw before the game. Shaq, what does it mean to you to win this here in Newark, New Jersey, in front of all of your hometown people?
It means a lot. I was born and raised in the Brick City. I got my toughness going to the Brick City, going to Weekway Park, getting beat up, coming home. Grandpa, my father telling me to go back out there and fight. And I just told my grandfather that this game and this series was dedicated to my grandmother who passed away earlier this year.
Grandpa, how important was it to see Shaq? You've seen him on television so many times, but to finally see him win a championship means what to you?
He came to talk. Talk, Pop. He can't talk. A part of us is missing. Miss Lucille O'Neal is missing. My wife missing. But we all happy. We all glad it's happening for our son.
These days are some of the proudest days in my life. I never been so happy to see this young fella grow up to be a man. A very gentle giant. He is good for the game, he is good for the sport, and he is good for all the young people living in this world.
You're exactly right, Grandpa. Shaq to win the MVP for the third time, becoming only the third man in history and only the second to win it 3 straight years. What does that accomplishment represent to you?
Well, I'd like to thank my teammates for looking for me, having faith in me, having confidence in me, just getting me the ball. I told them once playoffs started, I was going to pick my game up. I told them if we make it to the finals, I wasn't going to let them down. And I just told them to give me the ball. I just want to thank Phil Jackson for bringing the best out of me.
Shaq will be back with your ceremony. Congratulations.
All right, love you.
Marv, back to you.
All right, thanks, Jim. Emotional moments for Shaquille O'Neal and his family coming up. The championship ceremony will be back after these messages and a word from your local station.
NBC Monday has twice the challenges. First, one of the wildest fear factors ever.
That was the craziest stuff I've ever done.
Then the premiere of Dog Eat Dog. Strength, intelligence, strategy. 3 games in 1. The premiere of Dog Eat Dog. NBC Monday after Fear Factor.
America's best-selling luxury SUV now has a stylish limited edition, the Lexus RX 300 Coach Edition, with 2 complimentary coach bags, a premium leather-trimmed interior, and bird's-eye maple accents. Consider the road properly accessorized. See Len Stoller Lexus in Owens Mills and Mike Hyams Lexus of Annapolis.
If you like bacon, you'll love Wawa BLT hoagies. Wawa BLT hoagies are built to order using only the freshest ingredients, and each one is loaded with strips of real bacon. So when you're hungry for the delicious taste of bacon, have a Wawa BLT hoagie, like the new smoked turkey BLT or the new tuna BLT in your favorite junior, shorty, or classic size. Try the new smoked turkey BLT or tuna BLT hoagie today.
I'm giving Peter here the green light tonight because Peter's drinking Molson. Yeah, he keeps forgetting my name and he's been talking to my chest all night. But the fact that Peter drinks Molson, a cold, crisp import from Canada, tells me that he's experienced and worldly. Just the kind of guy who could really rock my world. Yeah, afterwards he'll probably never call again. But tonight, I've got a surprise for Peter because Peter is drinking Molson.
Molson Canadian. Let your Molson do the talking.
24 hours a day. WBAL TV 11 Insta Weather.
Okay, welcome back to the Meadowlands, where the Los Angeles Lakers have won their 3rd straight championship and are about to receive the Larry O'Brien Trophy. So let's go to PA announcer Rick Zolzer.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to center court for the presentation of the NBA Championship and Finals Most Valuable Player trophies. Here is Ahmad Rashad.
All right, joining me here on the podium is the Lakers owner, Dr. Jerry Buss, Coach Phil Jackson, co-captains Kobe, Shaq, Rick Fox somewhere around here, and now to present this year's Larry O'Brien Award, the commissioner of the NBA, David Stern.
Thanks, Ahmad. The New Jersey Nets had a terrific year, and congratulations to New Jersey and their fans. But there can only be one champion, and we have a worthy one. There was a triple crown this year, but it was the Los Angeles Lakers. They are potentially a team for the ages as they get better before our very eyes. Congratulations to the Lakers, the city of Los Angeles, their coaching staff, their ownership, and in particular, Dr. Jerry Buss, who's owned the team for 23 years and has been in 12 championship series.
Dr. 8 championships. 8 championships, 3 in a row. You had to be proud of this particular ball club.
I'm very, very proud of it. You know, when you win a lot of championships back in the 80s, you wonder if that's ever going to repeat in your life. To build another championship team like this, I'm so proud of these guys, I can't even tell you. The fans in LA, I wish every one of them could be here at this moment. It's just a shame we couldn't win it on our own home floor. But I know everybody's watching. We love you, that team loves you, and keep supporting us.
All right, congratulations. Phil, no one knows more about three-peats more than you. This is your second time doing it. How tough was it to keep the focus on this team this year?
Well, these dogs went to work, and they worked real hard this year, but they got it up in the playoffs, and we got challenged. For those New Jersey fans that are here, congratulations, and thank you for hosting a wonderful playoffs.
All right, Phil, congratulations. Now to present this year's Most Valuable Player Award, David Stern.
We have a surprise. The most valuable player of the 2002 NBA Championship Series, who averaged over 33 points a game and 12 rebounds, and who is winning his 3rd Most Valuable Player Award, none other than Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaq, it was a tough year for you. Starting out the playoffs, you weren't really yourself. How did you bring it all together down the stretch?
First of all, I want to say congratulations to Jason Kidd, the real MVP of the regular season. You know, it was tough, but, you know, my teammates, you know, they looked for me. Phil stayed on me, my father stayed on me, mother stayed on me, so I'm just happy.
Now, you told me that for you, it's all about winning championships now.
That would be correct.
So it's got to be special for you to win it here in front of your hometown fans.
Yes, Newark, New Jersey, Brick City, where I was born and raised. I'd like to thank the Jersey people. Love you.
All right, congratulations to you and all the rest of the Lakers on a great, great season. Now back to Bob Costas.
All right, Ahmad, thank you very much. Shaquille O'Neal becomes only the 3rd player in NBA history to win as many as 3 Finals MVP awards. Magic Johnson is one of the other 2, and Michael Jordan actually won it 6 times. Shaq averaged slightly more than 36 points per game. He shot 60% from the field and averaged better than 12 rebounds per game in the 4-game sweep. Coming up, we'll hear from Kobe Bryant. We'll also talk with Nets coach Byron Scott. So much more to come. Interviews and reactions when we return to the Meadowlands. After this, you're watching the NBA on NBC.
Ready to face Calvin Cambridge?
I'm not going to cut Calvin any slack.
What can you do to stop him?
Stomp on him, that's what.
I got dogs bigger than that in my house.
Don't too many players get off.
It's nothing that I can't handle.
Likely shake the checks off your Nikes.
Well, the little guy has a big heart.
As long as Fabulous is playing, get used to the bench.
How you do that?
Like Mike. Can I get your autograph for my niece?
What's her name? Dirk.
Dirk.
Rated PG. July 3rd, only in theaters.
Anything in the mail?
Junk.
Hey, look at this.
What?
A credit card pre-approved. You know what that means.
You already have a credit card.
But it's pre-approved. What do you want? A trip to Bermuda?
The Caymans?
Yeah. Or a nice dinner out.
You know what I want? A house.
Using credit wisely is the first step toward owning a home. Call for the free guide on credit from the Fannie Mae Foundation and for a list of lenders and credit counselors.
My dad taught me how to fly. I think I was 9 or 10, and there wasn't anything he didn't know from the ground up about airplanes. My dad said one time, everybody can be an example, but not always good, and I hope that I'm an example for these new pilots, and a good one. March 31st will be my 33rd anniversary. I wish I had another 33. My name is Larry Haynes. I'm a 747-400 captain for United Airlines.
For a summer fortnight, witness the brilliance of the world's great champions in tennis's ultimate test of excellence, Wimbledon. Coverage begins June 29th on NBC.
Friday, Matt thought he had the perfect parents until Mom and Dad were accused of kidnapping him as a child. That all-new Dateline Friday on NBC.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by United Airlines. More than 1,700 daily flights, over 100 destinations worldwide. We are united.
In these finals, Kobe Bryant averaged just shy of 27 points a game, right around 9 rebounds a game, and threw in 5 assists while shooting better than 50% from the field. And he's with Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Bob. Kobe, congratulations to you. You now become the youngest man at 23 to win 3 titles. How does that grab you? What does that represent to you?
That's, it's a blessing. I've been blessed and I've been fortunate to play with a great organization. To be the youngest player ever to win 3, that's, it's an incredible accomplishment.
Did you have a feeling when you beat the Sacramento Kings that you guys had won the championship?
No, the feeling that we had is, we had a lot of momentum, obviously. We were starting to play well together, offensively and defensively. We felt like we were going to finals with a lot of momentum.
How is it that you managed in the fourth quarter to kind of turn things on, that you kind of glided at least in the first 3 quarters in this series? In the fourth quarter, you just were the man who closed the hatch?
The fourth quarter is, when the game's on the line. So even though, I might not be shooting the ball, extremely well, the fourth quarter I can turn it up a little bit.
And what about this guy right here, the man who saved the season? What are your thoughts about Robert Horry when he made that shot in Game 4?
Big shot, Rob. He knocks it down. The game's on the line. He gets his kickstand going. You can count it. That's buckets. He's not going to miss that.
You wore the number 23 in here tonight representing Michael Jordan in your jersey parade. Why?
You can't have a collection of jerseys and not have MJ in it. That doesn't make any sense.
Kobe, thank you for all your cooperations. Congratulations.
You got it.
Robert Horry, the man who saved the day. Robert, when they write the history of this one, everybody will look back to Game 4 when the ball came out to you after Kobe missed, after Shaq missed, and Vlade tapped it out to you. Is this going to be your fondest memory out of all the big shots that you saved the season and allowed this three-peat to happen?
Yeah, this is, I don't have any memorabilia from the finals, but I have one thing now. It's me making a shot and me running down the court, and you got the rock, with the smackdown in the background. So everything was just wonderful for that shot.
How is it that you have managed throughout the course of your career, and you did it in this series, in Game 3, again tonight, they needed a big bucket. You had a big three-pointer again. What's going on with you? I mean, how do you become a big game player and seemingly do it time and time again?
It's by the graces of God that he gave me the calmness to be out here, and the wills to be out here, because there's a lot of people out there, who don't have the ability to walk down the street, the ability to even see. So I'm just blessed that he gave me the chance to get out here and run up and down the court and make shots.
Robert, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
All right, let's go back upstairs to Bob Costas.
All right, Jim, thanks a lot. When a team wins 4 straight, there are lots of numbers you could use to illustrate why. Try this, though. Todd McCullough, Aaron Williams, and Jason Collins racked up 47 fouls trying to guard Shaq in these finals, and O'Neal was only whistled for 7 fouls total in the 4 games. Tonight, the free throws. The Lakers, 28 of 37. They shot more than twice as many as the home team, the Nets, who made 13 of 16. The Lakers also made 11 of 19, nearly 60% from beyond the arc, while the Nets were 4 of 9. So right there you have more than the 6-point difference in the 4th and final game, 113-107 Lakers. Moments ago, Lewis Johnson talked with the former Laker, now the Nets head coach, Byron Scott. Here it is.
Okay, Bob, outside the New Jersey Nets locker room with Byron Scott, you just came out of the locker room and talked to your players. What did you say to them?
We have nothing to be ashamed of. We had a fantastic basketball season, and now we have some experience of understanding what this is all about. And we plan on getting back here again and growing from this and learning from this. And hopefully next year we'll be able to play these guys again, and we'll see if it's a different story.
You own 3 championship rings, but every visit to the finals was not a winner. How do you take that experience and help these young guys get through what will probably be a painful summer?
Well, like I told them, it is going to be a painful summer, but hopefully that pain can help you to really get better as a player, which obviously would in turn make us better as a team, and hopefully that fuels a fire, for us to be successful next year, because that hurt is going to hurt for a little while, and the only way you can do something about it is getting better as an individual, and if you do that, then we're going to be much better off than we were this year.
Every franchise that Jason Kidd has been a part of, there have been more wins, and talk about the pride you have in the way he played and led this team throughout all of the series, including the finals.
Well, Jason's been fantastic, from day one. He's a true leader, a true professional. He does whatever you ask him to do, and he does it at 110%. and he rubbed off on our young guys and really taught them what being a professional basketball player is all about, as far as taking care of themselves on and off the court. And he's the biggest plus that we've ever had here, and hopefully these guys have learned a lot from him, and we'll continue to learn from him.
All right, Bryant, thanks for your professionalism through what must have been a very difficult situation here.
Thank you.
All right, Bob, back up to you.
All right, Lewis, thanks. For Byron Scott's Nets, Kenyon Martin's 35 tonight was an NBA career high in any game, regular season or playoffs. Bryant and Scott embrace. More interviews, and we'll hear from Tom Tolbert when we come back to New Jersey after this.
Who's got the closest shave? He does, even on the tough spots. The Remington TCT, the only shaver that first trims the hard-to-get hairs, then follows with 3 flexing foils to cut even closer. The Remington TCT, total closeness or your money back.
I'm so proud of this team.
What a great season. What an infrastructure.
One integrated machine. So, Coach, what are you going to do in the off-season?
Off-season? In e-business, there's no off-season.
No off-season?
See, this whole thing's just a metaphor. I thought it was an allegory. No, allegory, analogy, whatever. It's an endless season. It's 24/7. The clock never stops. No showtime without uptime.
What are you guys talking about?
The Los Angeles Lakers are the 2002 NBA champions. And now, direct from the NBA store, get the same hat and t-shirt the Lakers wore during their post-game celebrations. Plus, relive all the excitement with the NBA Finals DVD, highlighting the 2002 NBA champion Lakers. Call 866-NBA-4U. Only $19.99 for the t-shirt or DVD, or $24.99 for the hat. Celebrate with your 2002 NBA champion Los Angeles Lakers. 866-NBA-4YOU.
The first major advance for the fastest treatment of athlete's foot is Lamisil AT. Lamisil AT is the first non-prescription medicine proven to kill the fungus with just 1 week's use. Not even a prescription can beat that. Lotrimin AF and Tenactin still expect you to treat for 4 weeks. Who's gonna do that? When your feet itch and burn, using Lamisil AT 1 week keeps you athlete's foot free 3 months. Lamisil AT. There's no better way to cure athlete's foot.
My whole family's on America Online.
I write my mom a lot. She has AOL.
I get to share pictures with my sisters.
My brothers are on my buddy list.
It's like a community.
I keep in touch with my grandparents.
Keeps us connected. It's the best thing we ever did.
America Online. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1.
Now a Hidden Hills moment, enhancing your love life.
Something I saw on Dateline. Hormones. You know, it's supposed to make a woman more aroused. Sounds good. What's the problem?
Hi, honey. Let's go upstairs. I'm feeling tingly.
Apparently there's a drawback or two.
Hidden Hills, Tuesdays this fall on NBC.
Mwah.
Okay, Jim Gray is in the middle of things with the champion Lakers. Let's go back down to him. Jim.
All right, thank you, Bob, with Derek Fisher and Rick Fox. A special moment for these guys to have the opportunity to three-peat. Derek, this challenge, this team had a tough and a difficult regular season. Everybody thought you guys were kind of on cruise control and that you guys just felt you could turn it on when you had to. How did you manage to turn it on when the playoffs came, particularly in the conference finals and the finals?
We just kept believing, and this is a tremendous moment. We continue to believe in each other. We're so very fortunate and blessed. Everybody just stayed together. Guys were injured. We stayed together. People were hating on us. They doubted us, and here we are again, 3rd time in a row.
What do you have to say about Shaquille O'Neal, the guy who played with a toe that needs surgery, ankles that are bad, a wrist that hurts, and he just simply dominated this entire finals?
Well, all I have to say about Shaq is I'm glad that he decided, that he wasn't going to put all the gas out the tank during the regular season. You can see in the playoffs that he took his game to another level, and it all starts with him. And for him to win 3 finals MVPs in a row, I love the big fella.
You're a philosophical guy. You know how hard it is to win in this league. Kobe told me before the game you guys are already thinking about winning another championship, and so is Phil, that it doesn't end here. When does the conditioning for that begin, and has it already in your minds?
Mentally, obviously, we're going to take some time off. Physically, everybody's going to take some time off. But, Kobe said it, and I'm going to say it now. We're coming back to claim what's ours. We've had it 3 times in a row, and we're going for 4th next year. It doesn't matter who's there.
Derek Fisher, congratulations to you. I know you want to get in the locker room for some champagne.
Champagne.
It's flowing. Bob, back upstairs to you.
Okay, Jim, joined now by Tom Tolbert. How about this? Derek Fisher averaged about 13 points a game in the 4-game sweep. He shot 67% from 3-point distance. Now, He is 31 for 51 on three-pointers in the finals in his career. That's 61%. Wow.
Yeah.
It's second all-time, in fact, behind Glenn Rice, but Rice has much fewer attempts in the finals, 12 of 19. How about that? 61% on better than 50 attempts on threes in the finals for Derek Fisher.
Everybody's pitching in. I just want to know, is that a bottle of Mums I saw they were pouring out? I thought they'd use better champagne than that. I wasn't sure.
They probably got the more expensive stuff waiting at home.
Maybe they're waiting to drink that stuff. I'm not sure. But what I am sure of is you have to take your hat off to the New Jersey Nets. I mean, these guys had a tremendous year. Byron Scott and Jason Kidd did the unimaginable. They livened up this crowd. They brought Prass into New Jersey. And with the up-and-coming young head coach and up-and-coming young and exciting team, I see no reason this team can't make noise in the East once again. The Lakers, what do you say? Everybody pitched in, from Ori to Fox to Shaw to Fisher, but it's about Shaq and Kobe. And the only thing I think that can stop these guys in the future is lack of motivation. I know you go back to the twosomes over the course of history in basketball. These guys aren't Batman and Robin. What they are is Superman and Batman.
Now, what I'm about to tell you doesn't mean much, but it's an interesting statistical oddity. Saturday night, I'm getting a slice of pizza in New York about midnight. I run into a guy and he tells me, if the Lakers complete the sweep, it will mean that for Phil Jackson, in his three-peats, 2 with the Bulls and now this one with the Lakers, they will have gone through each of the three-peats exactly 45 and 13 all 3 times in the playoffs. Had my boys check it out? It's true. It proves nothing, but you can win some bar bets down the road with that. On that night, good first year for you at NBC. It's hello and goodbye, but I know great things are ahead for you.
It was a pleasure working with you, Bob.
Thanks, Tom. We'll be back to wrap things up. In fact, we'll hear from Marv Albert, Bill Walton, and Steve Snapper Jones when we come back to New Jersey after this.
I had a 747 named after me, and it flew the route between San Francisco and Tokyo. United was rewarding frequent flyers by naming planes after them. I saw it one time when I flew back from Osaka to San Francisco. I did see my plane sitting at a gate. My mother was happy. I finally amounted to something. My name is Howard Feinberg, and I've flown 2,540,000 miles on United Airlines. It was really a hoot.
Hey, guys, I got someone here who wants to meet you.
A dog!
A dog?
A dog.
But you told them we couldn't get a dog until we got the house. Did you hear something from our lender?
We got the house.
Call the Fannie Mae Foundation for a free guide to help put you on the path to home ownership and for a list of lenders and credit counselors.
Ready to face Calvin Cambridge?
I'm not going to cut Calvin any slack.
What can you do to stop him?
Stomp on him, that's what. I got dogs bigger than that in my house.
Don't too many players get off.
He's nothing that I can't handle.
Likely shake the checks off your Nikes.
Well, the little guy has a big heart.
As long as Fabulous is playing, get used to the pace.
How you do that?
Like Mike.
Can I get your autograph for my niece?
What's her name? Dirk?
Dirk.
Rated PG. July 3rd, only in theaters.
NBC this fall, the network that brings you the funniest shows on TV, presents 3 new comedies. Dennis Farina and Gene Smart are the in-laws.
Private Convo time.
Plus Hidden Hills, just like your life, only funnier. And from the Emmy-winning producers of Will and Grace, Good Morning Miami.
I'm the boss.
The new comedies this fall on NBC.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Like Mike, starring Lil Bow Wow. July 3rd, only in theaters.
Marv, Bill, and Snapper set to wrap things up. Marvelous.
Thank you very much, Bob. So the Lakers have closed out this 2001-2002 season with an overpowering performance, and we're closing out our 12-year run of the NBA on NBC. We have been very fortunate to work with a great group of people, both on and off the air. Special thanks to our producer, Ed Fibershoff, our director, Andy Rosenberg, our statistician, Mr. Stats himself, Elliot Kalb, and a terrific crew. And I feel privileged to have been a part of the NBA on NBC over this tenure. And guys, it's been just wonderful working with you this year. But Bill, it's over. Stop calling me at home. It's so annoying.
It's always so sad, Marv, when it ends. You just want it to go on forever.
But what a great team the Lakers are. Truly a team for the ages with all the elements of a great champion here. Now, I want to thank everybody for having me. But Marv, mostly thanks to you for your patience, and happy birthday, Marv.
Thank you very much, Bill. It's very kind of you.
I'm going to miss you. I'm going to cry.
Oh, don't do that.
No, please don't. Steve, a final thought?
Well, you know, he's always been a character, and he continues to be so. But we want to thank NBC for letting me say I truly love this game, and it's been 12 years of that. Marv, for getting to work with you and hearing, yes, it counts. And for you for never taking a stand. But you did come up with throw it down, big fella. Throw it down.
That was a development this year, as I recall.
What?
The throw it down.
We heard it.
It
came from here. It came from New Jersey.
Bill, once again, the old clock on the wall has caught up. So for the final time on the NBA on NBC, we send it back to Bob Costas. Bob?
Okay, Marv, thanks very much. And as Marv himself would say, it should be pointed out that Marv is celebrating his 49th birthday tonight for a record 12th consecutive year. Well, another season is in the books. The Lakers' title run continues with perhaps no end in sight. But as Marv said, we have reached the end of our run with the NBA. NBC's 12 years televising the league have been filled with indelible moments. And so, as we say goodnight, here's an appreciative look back. And for one last time, you've been watching the NBA on NBC.
And we welcome you to the premier telecast of the NBA on NBC. Hi, everybody. I'm Mark Albert along with Mike. The look away to Livingston. Jordan. Oh, a spectacular move by Michael Jordan.
You're unbelievable.